You train yourself to be optimistic. No matter what the challenge is, no matter what the setback, no matter what the situation, the trial, whatever it is, I'm going to train myself to be optimistic by choosing the right perspective and moving towards the outcome that I'm pursuing, the outcome that I've committed to. Perspective. So perspective, any challenge that we come up against, any trial that we hit, anything that we face, it's all perspective. All of it, how we get through it. Remember I gave you a framework called the Think Bigger framework. The event, the circumstance, the situation. And then we have two decisions. At the most basic level, we have two decisions. We either choose a perspective that is serving, and we progress, or we choose a perspective that is not serving and we don't progress. We get angry, we get bitter, and we will stay in that trauma until we choose a different, what? Say perspective. Till we choose a different perspective. So, what did I say? Okay, will y'all keep it up? Say, choose a different perspective right now, every day when you hit a challenge. Say it again. Say that shit. Okay? Listen, that's all it is, though. So if you're stuck in the mud, then choose a different perspective. Now, how can this be a blessing? That's a question you need to ask yourself. The story that I tell myself, you heard David Goggins talk about games a lot, yes or no? It's because this is a game, dude. Life is a game. Business is a game. Raising capital is a game. Multifamily, it's a game. What's the game that you're playing? How do you, for me, here's the three basic components of a story. Write this down, okay? Three basic components of a story will help you understand because you're writing your own what? Say story. Three basic components. Number one is called normal. Normal. Step two is explosion. Disruption, explosion. Number two. Number three, new normal. One, normal. Two, explosion. Three, new normal. That's every story that is a good story has those three components. Imagine if Jamie just stood up here and said, you know what, I became a billionaire and I didn't have any problems and trials and God, it was fantastic. How inspiring would that story be? It would not be inspiring. If Goggins was like, hey man, yeah, new life was phenomenal. No challenges, I'm just super strong, I can do lots of pull-ups. It comes naturally, actually. It would not be inspiring. It would not be impactful. If you are here to be impactful, say I. Which means you need challenges in your journey, which means the next time a challenge comes up and you start to complain about the challenge, think bigger and choose a new perspective, please. Think bigger and choose a new perspective, one that is serving to the journey that you're on, to the outcome that you're pursuing. It's perspective. Our perspective drives our performance. That's what it is, perspective. Number two, energy. Energy, say energy. See, one thing that David Goggins said as well that I thought was very powerful is he said, hey, when you're in the mud, when shit is hard, when shit is challenging, I want you to bring that same energy. Not just in environments like this when it's like, dude, it's a bitchin' environment, but when things are tough, when things are challenging, when things are hard, because that's the only way that you're gonna make an impact. Say impact. Is your energy. Nothing grows, write this down. Write this down and remember it, circle it, underline it. Nothing grows without energy. Nothing grows without energy. But where do a lot of us put our energy towards? The problem, the trial, the setback, the challenge. I'll tell you how I gamify it. How I gamify it is when a challenge arises, I'm literally like, guys, it's gonna be a great story. Woo-wee! This is gonna be an amazing story. When I can overcome this, it's gonna be an amazing story. I love stories. I love telling stories. I love creating a story. What's the story? Man, this is going to be a blessing. Man, this is going to be an amazing story. It's perspective, it's energy. You put energy towards the story, especially in the explosion. Lots of people can put energy and have a good perspective in the normal or new normal. It's easy, things are going great. But when that explosion happens, that's the most important time to have a perspective of trained optimism. Write that down too. Trained optimism. You literally train yourself to be optimistic. You train yourself to be optimistic. No matter what the challenge is, no matter what the setback, no matter what the situation, the trial, whatever it is, I'm going to train myself to be optimistic by choosing the right perspective and moving towards the outcome that I'm pursuing, the outcome that I've committed to. So, 1, perspective, say perspective. 2, energy, say energy. 3, attention, who said it? Attention, say attention. Which is kind of your attitude, right? That is. What are you bringing attention to? Once again, are you bringing attention to the solutions? Are you bringing attention to just the problems and sitting in those? We need to be very certain where we're placing our attention. Life, this journey is challenging. You know what makes it more challenging? Not knowing what the fuck we're pursuing and why we're doing it. If you're just out there and you're just freaking, last year I talked about be the buffalo. And I told you that cows, when a storm comes, they lay down in the storm, but a buffalo does what? Runs through it. They don't lay down, they don't run from it, they run through it. But some of y'all just run around in the storm. You don't run from it, you don't run through it, you just run in it like a bunch of dipshits. Me too. Me too. Let's not run in the storm. Let's not run away from the storm and continue to expose ourselves even longer to the storm. Let's just fully attack that storm. Whatever makes us feel uncomfortable, whatever's creating that doubt, fully attack it. I talked to Michelle earlier, and Michelle was telling me, where's Michelle still in here? Yeah, we talked about her accent. She told me that she had some self-doubt because of her accent. She felt like people didn't understand her properly, and I told her, oh my God, it's a horrible perspective. It's just a horrible perspective. I said, because you know what, I think it's actually your superpower. I literally believe it's your superpower. Because when I'm listening to you, first off, you speak English phenomenal. But when I'm listening to you, I'm like listening on every word to make sure that I don't miss any word. None of y'all do that with me and my accent. None of y'all. Well, hopefully some of y'all, okay? Mom, God bless you for hanging on every word, okay? That's a superpower, not the opposite side of that, right? Where are we placing our attention, though? We got to run right through it. Let me tell you what I told her. I said, listen, when I was in grade school, my face, anytime I'd be called on, my face would turn bright red. I have naturally like a red type skin tone, but my face would go bright red. And then I'd be like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed because my face is red. They're going to think I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed because my face is red. Oh my God, I just get redder and redder, and it was horrible. And it was like literally, it would scare the shit out of me to get called on for anything. And then, guess what happened? Instead of ignoring it, instead of harboring it, instead of holding on to it, please listen, because what I'm about to tell you right now has been game-changing for me in my life, and I know it will be game-changing for you in yours, which is this. Whatever it was, whatever it is that you're holding in, don't hold it in. Here's what I did. I got called on. My face turned red, and I said, holy shit, is my face as red as it feels right now? That's what I said in the class. I was in class. It was math class probably, something like that. I hated math. That's probably what it was. And everyone laughs. And immediately, my tension was gone. Instead of bringing attention to it and keeping the attention here, I just brought it out and be like, my face is red, I see it too. And if you think about what I did day one I came out here and I talked to you about my what? My beard, my fucked up beard. My patchy ass beard. It doesn't. God bless you. But I'm going to tell you, that might seem dumb to you, that might seem silly to you, but I'm not joking you. It was causing me, I was pissed. And I was also self-conscious about my beard. I'm like, cool, you think they'll be able to see it? I go, and Kim McCall, I don't know if Kim McCall's here, but Kim McCall's like, did you dye your beard? And I did. I went and grabbed Just for Men. I freaking threw that shit on there, hoping it would fill in the gap. And it turned it pitch black, and then I got out of the shower, I'm like, oh God, it's worse. It's worse. There is no way that I could have stood up here and not brought it out, but the minute that I bring it out, then I'm like, okay, they know that it's just, an accident happened, and then I can just move on. I know that sounds silly. But how many of us just hold on to these little things in our life that we're self-conscious about or that are causing us doubt? Our frame is not strong when we hold on to those things. Do you know when our frame is strong? When we just attack them and know that we will be just fine. But how many of you have commented to me about my beard this weekend? Lots of you. Because also it makes it relatable as well. Yes or no? Especially y'all, because I've seen a number of you with some effed up beards as well. Even a couple of you ladies, okay? It happens. It happens, okay? It happens. So I love you for that, man. I love you for just letting me be me and loving me regardless, even with a little patchy patch, okay? Attention, where are we placing our attention? Run through the storm, don't run in the storm, don't harbor it, don't keep it. Just run through it. Y'all feel me? Yeah. Perspective, say perspective. Energy, say energy. Attention, say attention. And then K, remember? Yeah, Kulo. Kuliana. Say Kuliana. And what does Kuliana mean? Take ownership. Take ownership. Take responsibility. It's your ability to respond. It's your ability to respond. You need to enhance your ability to respond. You know how you do that? You keep running through the storm. You keep attacking things. You keep leveling up. Not even just for yourself, but you level up you take responsibility for those around you. That's what David did. That's what Jamie did. That's what I have done, and I continue to do. And I'm going to tell you that the challenges that I've experienced as of late have made me a different person. A different person. Because I'm like, oh no, sometimes many of you have sent me nice messages. And what's crazy is the messages that sometimes I never reply to are the ones that are the nicest because I don't even know how to reply or how to take a compliment or I don't know how to say. I want to make sure you know how. It's stupid. But it's what it is. It's because it means it's important to me. But it's like I just sit on it. I take responsibility for it, man. I'm just telling you, I take this thing serious. I care about y'all here. And when I see myself go through a challenge and rise up, it's like, I'm different. I am that dude, right? I am that person, that girl, that whatever your gender is, and he, she, it, them, you get it. How many of you are that person? Say I. Not just now, not just now. But I'm going to tell you, when you continue to pursue, when the journey gets hard, you will level up to be that person for sure. We take responsibility for our outcomes.